I've been mowing the concrete around the pool for 2 hours while the pool boy keeps rambling about you fucking chat's
months.
mom. Please help me, chat. Congrats on the new house, Hasan. Hasan's gardener. You deserve it. Thanks, Hasan's gardener. Okay. Well, what I saw when I was fucking driving away from my podcast this morning was people picketing outside of Netflix. And I had heard a little bit about like potentially people executing like a walkout or something. Part of the reason why they were doing a walkout was because like a trans employee was fired for speaking out against Dave Chappelle, speaking out against the company, but then also they said that they claimed that the person actually leaked, private information. According to the coverage that we watched or read on the fucking broadcast, it's inconclusive that the person actually leaked anything and even was worried about potential information being leaked and was only sharing it internally. For the record, removing the special is not even on the list of demands, from what I understand. Netflix trans employees and allies are releasing a list of demands ahead of the walkout. Taking down the Dave Chappelle special isn't even one of them. So the people that are there to counter-protest the walkout, the people that are there are unironically there defending an action that isn't even a demand. Okay? Trans Employee Resource Group at Netflix has released this list of demands in the company ahead of Wednesday's walkout. We want the company to adopt measures in the areas of content investment, employee relations and safety, and harm reduction, all of which are necessary to avoid future instances of platform and transphobia and hate speech. Employees wrote in a press release which was not yet been made public but was supplied to The Verge. Here's the full letter. Content investment. Create a new fund to specifically develop trans and non-binary talent. This fund should support both the above-the-line and below-the-line talent. This fund should exist in addition to the existing Creative Equity Fund. Increase investment in trans and non-binary content on Netflix comparable to our total investment in transphobic content. Uh-oh. That's not going to happen. Let's be fucking real. Coca de Coco, thank you for the 5-tier-1 gift subs. That's not going to fucking happen. That's 20 million right off the boat on the last special alone before we even get into the marketing budget that was put behind this. So I don't fucking know about that. That's a lot of money to be given to pro-trans content. Invest in multiple trans creators to make both scripted and unscripted programs across genres. Revise internal processes on commissioning and releasing potential harmful, sensitive content, including but not limited to involving parties who are part of the subject community and can speak to potential harm or consulting with third-party experts and vendors. Increase the ERG role in conversations around potentially harmful content and ensure that we have the best class regional support on complicated intersectional diversity issues. Hire trans and non-binary content executives, especially BIPOC, in leading positions. Employee relations and safety. Recruit trans people, especially BIPOC, for leadership roles in the company. Director, VP, etc., and promote an inclusive environment for them. Allow employees to remove themselves from previous company promotional content, e.g., allyship and diversity videos. Eliminate references of imagery to transphobic titles or latent or talent inside the workplace, including but not limited to murals, posters, room names, WAG. I think some of these demands are like mega reasonable for the record. Rehiring the person that they fired is also pretty fucking solid. It would be good. Acknowledge the harm. Add a disclaimer before transphobic titles, specifically flag transphobic language, misogyny, homophobia, hate speech, etc. is required. Boost promotion for disclosure and other trans-affirming titles on the platform. Suggest trans-affirming content alongside other content. Flag the same stress. Like Dave Chappelle's special unironically talked about how you don't want to fuck people over. You don't want to take their money away from them. And then the only person that actually was canceled, like quite literally fucking canceled, was the person speaking out against the company. Wow.
Where did you get that?
Shocked. Shocking, dude. That's so crazy. That's so wild to me that the only person that was fucking canceled from this Dave Chappelle situation was unironically an employee themselves. Okay,
wow,
that's
12 months.
That's so weird how that works. And the irony is that like there were fucking people there with like "We love Dave" signs, so they were there to counter protest the employee walkout, and I find that to be rather strange. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I do too. I'm willing to bet that I like jokes more than that guy, okay?
We like jokes! 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 We like jokes!
Let's go.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw the "We Like Dave" when I was driving by. I was like, what the fuck? the fuck is going on, dude? Bro, what is going on? The fucking the ASL translator just jumped up to fucking start signing the counter protester. What the fuck? What is happening, dude? Yo, liberalism is so weird. I'm just gonna say, like, you probably don't have to do it. You probably don't have to sign this, dude. Okay.
I like him. I like his jokes. I'm in charge of the protest now. I'm in charge. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Woo! Woo! I got a stick. Jokes matter. Jokes matter. Jokes matter.
Jokes matter. I'm here to fucking defend jokes.
9 months, baby.
Oh, that's funny. It's so great. Reactionaries are so funny at like adopting random shit and then being like, "Wow, you stand in opposition against that? That's crazy." Yeah, dude. I'm big on anti-joke. You know, I'm a big anti-joke guy. Who the fuck?
Don't cancel Dave! Don't cancel Dave! Don't cancel Dave! Don't cancel Dave!
It's so funny. It's like, don't cancel Dave, bro. You literally, this guy doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. You took time out of your fucking day to literally go to the Netflix headquarters to counter protest like an employee walkout. This is a conversation happening between Netflix and their like Netflix executives and their own employees, and you're like, "No, I'm gonna go defend Dave Chappelle." Like, motherfucker, don't worry. Like, Dave Chappelle is protected. Okay, he's untouchable. Like, you're nuts. This is stan behavior. Now, of course, the difference is stans oftentimes are like 14 to like fucking 25 max. Okay, these motherfuckers are like 40 and divorced, and they're like, "Yeah, that's right. Right, I'm a 40-year-old victim of divorce court, and I love Dave Chappelle's humor. He talks like I do." To just like literally take time out of your fucking day to go picket Netflix to show them that like the guy that they're defending, who, you know, they've given like nearly $100 million to over the course of like 6 specials, nearly $100 million, and that guy needs a defense of you, you fucking idiot. Take time off your regular work day to go and fucking defend Dave Chappelle, like outside of the place where like there are literal fucking employees being like, "Yo, this shit sucks. Like, we're actually employees of this company. This fucking sucks." It's, you know what this is like? It's like if there was a fucking if there was like a John Deere strike going on, let's say, and farmers got together and were like, "Sorry, brother, you guys need to go back to work and work for $19 an hour as a professional welder working for 15 fucking years at the company because I need my tractor. I love the tractors. I love them." It's like, what are you doing? Like, the fuck's wrong with you, dumbass? Go back to your house. Get the fuck away from here. Like, ew. It's all want to be comics. They all work at restaurants later. It's just so strange. Isn't this Netflix stuff just trying to adopt the aesthetics of labor action without any of the teeth, like culture war that looks like class war? First and foremost, you absolutely can use labor action, not just to like materially benefit yourself, but to, you know, stop perceived slights against other workers. Like, labor action in the past and walkouts and things like that have worked for women in the workplace. You know what I mean? You could organize in the workplace to like combat sexual assault, things like that. Grateful Buddy, thank you for the 25 tier 1 gifted subs. It doesn't always have to be for fucking benefits, okay? Like, that's not how this works. Yeah, but farmers wouldn't do that given that John Deere doesn't even let them own their equipment. No, I know farmers aren't like super fond of John Deere regardless because, you know, the right to repair laws are fucking dog shit and they charge you like a licensing fee for the tractor that you already fucking paid for. The Netflix employees being like, "Yo, this fucking sucks." You know, this is like we're putting out this product. This product is like unironically harming us. That's fucking bullshit. It's understandable. Understandable that they feel that way. I suspect the reason why there's an employee walkout wasn't necessarily just because of the special itself, but the way that the company treated the employees in the aftermath of the special by like literally fucking firing one of the organizers that spoke out against the special. So
proud of you.
That's
Love
insane.
You, dude.
You can't fucking do that. Obviously, other workers showing solidarity to that is not a bad thing. That is how this works. There's a turf or some fucking bigot. I love this guy, dude. Who the fuck is this guy left? It's like,
Looking forward for guest streams with this setup.
I love the seasoning on this. There's a turf or some fucking other bigot here on the corner. Netflix, don't cancel free speech. Oh my god, dude. These are the Dave Chappelle defenders, bro. This is Team Turf. This is what Team Turf looks like. This is what I'm saying. It's like, how are you going to be a fucking comic and be like, these are the people that I side with on this issue? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, imagine fucking finding trans people to be such a fucking nuisance. They're so weird that you literally are like, these ladies are the ones I'm going to be fucking aligning myself with. Oh my lord. This person physically is incapable of laughter. You understand? Like, that person has never laughed, okay? Last time Bertha laughed was in fucking 1948, okay? That's it. Bertha hasn't laughed since then, okay? There's cobwebs in her fucking cheeks. You fucking kidding me, dude? These are like the literal fucking rad libs that like absolutely lose their shit. And let's hear from one of the protesters at the Bro, Team Turf, hashtag Team Turf.
Could you tell me why you're here today and what your sign says?
Well, I'm union, and I'm here in solidarity with the Netflix employees who are standing up for their rights and standing up for workplace democracy. I'm here to stand up for the black trans people who Dave Chappelle has belittled and erased. I'm here to stand up for the black pregnant person who Netflix fired for standing up to them. None of us are free until all of us are. Workers deserve to be heard when they speak out. They deserve to be listened to and followed when they explain why the products they're being asked to make are dangerous. Trans talent deserves equal representation at Netflix. Netflix needs to stop profiting from lazy transphobia and start telling our clear stories. And that's why I'm here today, because none of us are free until all of us are.
What do you think of the people behind you with the kind of pro-transphobia signs?
I think they're a great backdrop.
So that's the point, by the way. This is why this shit sucks. Like, people who are like, dude, Dave Chappelle was not being fucking transphobic at all. Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, totally. That's why all of the fucking biggest freaks in the media that we routinely rip into are like unconditionally offering support and solidarity to Dave Chappelle while being like, man, he's just so funny. It's like, he's literally being used by some of the most racist, awful, transphobic motherfuckers on the planet. Okay, that's it. That's what's going on. And if you don't see that, you are delusional. I'm sorry.
I'd encourage them to talk to the people here, learn about.
Before complaining, you should really watch the special. Yeah, I'm just gonna start saying that I never watched the special just to fucking trigger people. I never watched the special, and I'm just mad. I'm just mad at Dave. Like, I'm just mad at Dave. He hurt my feelings. Is that good? Is that what you want to hear? Seems like you didn't, to be honest. Okay, I've talked about this extensively. I have an entire fucking video on this subject. You are very welcome to go and watch my coverage on it. Okay, you are more than welcome to go watch that while you're banned for the duration of your ban. You can just like play that over and over again on repeat. Was it funny? No, that was, for me, I'm a privileged motherfucker. Okay, I'm cis, I'm heterosexual, I'm white passing.
Smiling face
so
with hearts.
Not much gets to me, okay, personally. Not much like robs me of my humanity. You know what I mean? People will try to be like, oh, you're a sand monkey, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, fuck them. It doesn't matter. So sorry, even as like someone who is not personally impacted by Dave Chappelle's rhetoric or commentary, I can say as a gigantic Dave Chappelle fan that this was hacky as fuck. And I hold Dave Chappelle, who I personally believe is one of the greatest comedians of our fucking generation, to a higher standard. I don't know how the fuck people don't see this and how they don't recognize this, but I'm tired of like constantly fucking rehashing the same points over and over again about the special. So it doesn't really matter. Go watch my fucking YouTube video on it. I have a YouTube video on it. But even on like the lightest, faintest of fucking criticism that you can apply to this is just like an old person fucking ranting about trans people. That's
John
it.
Fortnite Kennedy.
Which sucks. Like, I would have expected Dave Chappelle to be able to make like a fucking fire special, especially if he took the time out and like truly understood
At HasanAbi,
what trans people go through, their
Left is a
experiences.
Muslim Shahulud.
Like, I'm saying that like I'm not saying, you know, trans people are off limits. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. But good comedy comes from a
Cozy
place of
vibes, chat was
understanding.
comfy.
Good comedy comes from recognizing the plight that people go through and being able to like dismantle that perfectly and show it to the rest of the world. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're a great fucking comic. And Dave Chappelle was that, okay, and has done that. And there's some mid jokes in Dave Chappelle's career too. Like I talked about this yesterday. Like Clayton Bigsby, if he's at the height, then Tyrone Biggums is like literally the fucking bottom, right? Like that's the range of like some of the greatest fucking humor and some like really bottom of the barrel shit. Whatever, okay.
A year in the Pepe Lateral.
Trans people don't even say we're off limits. Trans comedians make fucking fire jokes at each other's expense all the time. Exactly. But the difference there is that like you, as a trans person, perfectly understand like
Nice
your
house.
experience and can do
I'm
a
almost
really
a year-old
decent
baby.
job at like unpacking that and explaining it. And Dave Chappelle is so brilliant that he would be able to do that as well. Okay? He would be able to do
Hope
that,
you are
and he
doing
doesn't
all
do
right,
it
man.
because who
As
gives a
someone
fuck?
whose
Like, fuck trans
anxiety
people.
went
That's
way
it.
up
That's
later in
literally
life,
the
I can
reason.
relate to it being a weird feeling.
I dare to say some of the trans jokes he made were edgy but good, but the trans people weird, am I right? Shit was just lazy. Yeah, exactly. Like, trans people have beyond pussy, like beyond meat pussy. That's like, if it's not tagged along to like, I'm a TERF, I'm team TERF, that in and of itself is funny. That's a good, Steven Crowder can't come up with that shit, okay? That's impossible meat pussy. Like, that's funny. That's funny. The issue is it's coming from Dave Chappelle and it's literally in between like, it's sandwiched in between like some of the least funny things you could ever fucking say, which is like, I'm team TERF. You know what I mean? So like, it's there. He has an opportunity. He literally could make like really fucking solid jokes about trans people. And when he tries, he does. So that's what I've said so many times.
About us, see us, understand us, engage with us emotionally the way they would with someone they cared about. It's not okay to treat trans people as statistics. It's not okay to treat trans people as abstractions. We are human beings. We deserve to be understood.
4 months
we deserve
for
to
his
be.
new house.
I agree. You shouldn't have said Team TERF, but you just saying you didn't find it funny doesn't make it so. Dude, look, this is such a silly conversation that I will always win. Because we all know, I'm
Just
honest
trying to
about
help
this,
pay
okay?
rent.
If you ever ask someone to re-describe a fucking joke, it's never going to be funny. So ultimately, if I were to sit here and be like, explain to me, I'm going to pull you in right now. Explain to me, break down a joke and explain to me why it was funny. That's over. You're never going to be able to do that. You will never be able to deliver the jokes. Even if they're fucking hilarious, you'll never be able to deliver jokes, especially if it's a joke that doesn't even fucking land. But like saying I'm Team TERF, there's nothing, that's just, he's just saying that. Okay? As someone who is a major fan of fucking comedy and listens to some really fucking edgy shit too, I get that. Like, you can absolutely fucking cut things and make it, even if you write down a fucking bit, it's never going to be funny. You write down a
15
bit,
months.
it's no longer
OMG,
funny.
what am
You
I doing with
explain
my
a bit,
life?
it is over, okay? You cut a bit, it's no longer funny. If you force someone to explain a bit, it's done, okay? You will never be able to make anyone laugh at anything while you're explaining it.
Mansion sucks.
Listen to when we explain why we're being heard.
New house.
And
New
it's
house.
particularly
It's the
important
new house.
that all of us speak out because of the epidemic of violence against trans people in this country, and particularly the epidemic of violence against black transgender women
months, baby.
and other transgender women of color. None of us are free until all of us are.
Devastating than anything. Literal fucking TERFs in the flesh. I'm sure the Twitter has tons of reportable.
Trans lives matter. Trans lives matter. Trans lives matter. Trans lives
Team Turf. The Roman Drake Chud is here. Wait, what? What is that? Who the fuck is Roman Drake? No, I loved Bo's special, but it was, I wouldn't say it was like supposed to be funny. I think it was more supposed to be like insightful. There's mostly media, maybe 100 people here supporting trans lives, 3 or 4 chuds, and 4 to 6 turfs. Ashley Mary Peterson says he wished Chappelle for a dialogue, but he wasn't interested.
When we've invited you to be a part of the repair that it takes to be able to not only heal culture, but to...
Bro, who is Ashley Mary Peterson? Like, I know it's this person, but like, who is she? Does she work at Netflix or something? She's an activist? What is this? She was on TYT? Okay. Wasn't she against Bernie? She was a Warren surrogate that Jank accidentally had on panels. Accidentally. Why the fuck? It's all right, man. That shit will get to anyone. With cultural racism in America and the hardship of solving white on black racism or any color on color racism in general, do you think that people of color that identify differently than birth of genders, trans, or any other identification will continue to struggle even longer to gain equal rights? Yes. Anyway, not to be a JC Andy, but isn't trans lives matter a little weird in this context? Someone told me that white trans people using trans lives matter is the same thing Dave meant.
Fog.
What? Why? Trans lives do matter. They are an actually marginalized group. The only difference between like trans lives matter and white lives matter is that white lives matter, or blue lives matter, is that there's no oppression towards cops, okay? And there's no oppression towards white people on the virtue of their whiteness. So there's a difference between people saying trans lives matter. And in many instances, they don't even just say trans lives matter. They say black trans lives matter. Here, listen.
All of us for. And so, that being said, I'm here today to talk to the people that signed the check. Because Dave Chappelle doesn't have the capacity or the power to sign his own check. It is about Netflix. And more importantly, it isn't just about Netflix. It's about a corporate culture that manipulates the algorithmic sciences to distort the way that we perceive ourselves and one another. It is the emergence of hate economy, of corporations profiting and making money off of us getting at one another's throats.
The mayor of West Hollywood's here? What the fuck?
The mayor pro tem of the city of...
They're in Hollywood, not in West Hollywood. Anyway, this is wild. When Kramer said the N-word, where were his free speech defenders? Yeah, I don't get it. Why didn't they, I don't know, combat that free speech with more free speech? Oh, that's right. It's because we all fucking understand that there's a certain number of things that you can't say that go beyond the scope of free speech. Now, of course, that protection, I guess, or that understanding does not fucking, it does not capture trans people. And a lot of the people here, and a lot of the trans people that like get upset over this sort of stuff are literally saying that, please give us, give us a little bit more protection in the culture when the overwhelming majority is straight the fuck up. The overwhelming majority and the normative position is that like trans people are strange, right? And that is, is seen as a fucking acceptable and reasonable joke. I'm sure, though, if Kramer said the N-word in the same exact way that he did now, there would be defenders of him.
West Hollywood, and I'm also an elected delegate for Assembly District 50 to the California Democratic Party. I want to thank Ashley Marie Preston, who is an incredible activist, woman, and hero, and Trans Lifeline, and all the folks who have worked hard to organize this walkout and rally. And I want to thank everyone who's here in support and all the trans and non-binary folks that came here, because I know how dangerous it is every time you step out of your home. I am honored to be speaking in support of our transgender siblings today. I have a message for the Netflix CEO. We appreciate that you admitted that you screwed up, and you definitely did screw up. But admitting that and not creating change does nothing. Now is the time to make substantive changes by listening to the asks that are made today and making sure that you do them. And if you have any doubts about the asks...
This is also funny, though. Wouldn't you rather just have people be able to say whatever they want so we can zone in on the idiots and ostracize them? Motherfucker, these are people literally zoning in on an idiot and ostracizing him. And no... Many people are like, no, you can't do that, actually. We want free speech, but not that kind of free speech, as a matter of fact. I hate the fact that you're using your free speech by ostracizing someone. So no, that's the hilarious part about this, is that the only person who saw material harm in this situation was a person who said within this corporation that we are all supposedly in favor of free speech for, I'm using my free speech to say, I don't like what you did there. And then they got fucking fired. And there are still people, instead of like coming there and being like, why are you firing this person? That's really fucked up, Netflix. They're literally like, the person that was not even remotely harmed in this situation and only like got free marketing for their stand-up special, that's the person who's still the real victim here. And that's fucked up. How do you not see that? Like, how? How do you not fucking see that? Especially if you're in this community. And like, this doesn't mean like all Dave Chappelle's old work is like shitty or whatever. Thread is breaking because I try to upload too many videos. I thought they fired the LGBTQ Netflix employee for a completely different reason. Netflix claimed that the original reason was because they leaked internal documents. Okay. And even then, there should be a conversation around whether that's appropriate or not. What I suspect is because the employee personally literally said that they were worried about internal documents getting leaked. And to not do that, Netflix says that they are the reason why internal documents leak, so they're fired. But regardless, why the fuck are you siding with Megacorp?
Can't believe it's been 4 months. Stay pog.
Like, that's so stupid. The free speech defenders in the chat literally turning around and being like, no, the Megacorp is actually right here. You should never leak internal documents. You can't just be like, dude, we're firing you because you fucking made a big stink. You'll literally get, you'll suffer significant financial repercussions. So they have to find something else.
I'm a military member being disrespected at the counter. Supervisor! Yes, I just pulled that shit because you're bad at your job. Yes!
That's a lightsaber, dude. That's right, dude. Fuck America, bro. I swear to God. Get the fuck out of here, dude. We suck so much ass. We just suck. We suck so bad, dude. Come the fuck on, okay? That's a lightsaber, dude.